You start with one or two personal accounts. You log in, post, and log out. It's easy. But the day you take on your 10th client account, that exact process breaks. Manually logging out of one profile to log into another becomes a severe liability. Passing around shared passwords on a spreadsheet turns a simple daily workflow into a massive security vulnerability and a serious drain on your team's hours. This quadrant chart maps the number of accounts you manage against your daily operational risk. Once you cross that 5-account threshold, the chances of cross-posting to the wrong feed, triggering a security lockout, or catching an algorithmic shadow ban multiply rapidly. Standard industry advice suggests purchasing a premium scheduling dashboard to solve these scaling issues, but software alone cannot remove the underlying friction. Social media networks are built to detect and block automated networks. If their systems see one user trying to manipulate 20 different brands from a single local IP address, they flag it as a spam operation. To scale safely, we have to audit the two distinct categories of management tools and map out exactly how to build a hybrid software stack tailored to your specific account volume. Managing dozens of different profiles creates a massive technical infrastructure challenge that standard software features simply cannot solve. When you allocate budget for account management, you are choosing between two distinct types of software: API schedulers and browser isolators. API schedulers like Buffer or Sprout Social connect to platforms through official channels, giving you a unified dashboard to queue up posts and review top-line analytics. The trade-off with these schedulers is restricted access. Because they rely on approved platform APIs, they lock you out of native platform features. You cannot manage complex ad accounts, adjust back-end settings, or access in-app trending audio libraries from a third-party dashboard. This comparison matrix measures both tool types against content scheduling, native feature access, and ban protection. API schedulers are excellent for queuing up text and images, but they leave you exposed when you need to navigate native platform environments or defend against algorithmic bans. Browser-based session isolation tools like Sendwin operate differently. They assign a highly specific digital fingerprint to every single account you manage. Instead of routing your actions through a limited API, these isolators grant direct access to the platform as if you were logging in natively. The network sees each account running on a unique, physically separate device. Isolation tools secure your direct platform access and hide your operational footprint, closing the capability gaps that schedulers leave open. The trade-off is budget and configuration time. You must pay for and maintain a secondary layer of browser software alongside your primary content queue. You deploy an API scheduler to organize the content. You deploy a browser isolator to secure the platform access. Running 3 or 4 accounts from standard Chrome tabs might feel safe, but operating 20 different client profiles from a single browser session creates an immediate, visible target for network algorithms. Social media platforms scan hardware signatures continuously. When they see one machine manipulating 20 distinct businesses, they algorithmically flag the activity. They slam shut your access and issue network-wide shadow bans. To operate at scale, agencies must enforce a strict security baseline. Every account requires a unique password locked inside a dedicated manager, paired with two-factor authentication running through a secure authenticator app. This security creates intentional friction. You cannot quickly text a password to a new hire. Onboarding team members requires documented, role-based delegation protocols. This friction impacts human workflows. A generalist manager who jumps between TikTok, LinkedIn, and Facebook for 5 different clients loses significant time simply context switching between interfaces. The efficient alternative is the platform specialist model. Instead of assigning clients to your managers, you assign platforms. One team member handles Instagram for all 20 clients. This yields deeper platform expertise and higher quality content. The cost is a higher initial headcount to cover every network, and a requirement for rigorous internal communication to maintain consistent brand voices. Surviving at scale requires an intentional structural split. You must decentralize your human workflows to specialists, while aggressively centralizing your digital security protocols. This volume blueprint decision tree maps out exactly what tools you need based on your specific scale. If you are a solo creator operating in this first bracket of 1 to 5 accounts, your stack is straightforward. You use the free tier of an API scheduler like Buffer, combined with the built-in profile separation native to browsers like Google Chrome. It costs $0 to run, but the moment you land your 6th client, this setup becomes unsafe. When you step up to the freelance bracket handling between 5 and 15 accounts, your requirements shift. Here, you upgrade to a mid-tier API scheduler and introduce a basic cloud isolation tool like Sendwin to separate your browsing sessions. This combination restores your access to vital native features and shields your clients from basic algorithmic flags without breaking a freelance budget. In these lower tiers, you're deploying exactly enough tech to bypass initial API restrictions while keeping your overhead costs low. When we move up to e-commerce networks and marketing agencies juggling 15 to over 50 accounts, we enter a zero-compromise environment. At this volume, you must combine an enterprise-grade API platform with dedicated cloud-based anti-detect browser infrastructure. The software licensing costs for this tier are substantial, but that expenditure guarantees algorithmic separation, protecting your entire client roster from cascading network bans. Even with enterprise software, your team still has to enforce strict protocols. You must permanently ban raw password sharing and document distinct voice guidelines for every individual brand. Social platforms are designed for single human users. Forcing them to accept high-volume, multi-brand management requires engineered precision. Stop trying to trick the platforms with inadequate tools. Audit your account volume and match your software budget precisely to that scale. Building a resilient, fully isolated multi-account infrastructure gives you the confidence to onboard your next client without risking your existing system. Deploying the correct hybrid stack removes the friction from social media operations. It transforms a risky guessing game into a predictable, scalable business asset.